Right, let's turn to this story now that's developing in Parliament. Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Justice has not been able to interview shortlisted candidates for the position of Deputy Public Protector today as planned. This is due to a conflict of interest issue that has arisen involving EFF MP Busisiwe Mkhwebane, who refused to recuse herself from the proceedings following legal opinion. African Transformation Movement spokesperson Zama Ntshona joins us now for reaction. Zama, good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on. From the ATM's point of view, what do you make of the position and the stance that's been taken by the committee now? I believe they are actually going to even go ahead and inform the National Assembly, which is the latest development, that the process of appointing the new Deputy Public Protector will have to be started afresh.
Thank you so much. Well, for us as the African Transformation Movement, we truly don't see what the fuss is about. You know, you can see that this is nothing else but a continued victimization of the rights of a member of a legislature, of the National Assembly rather. And you remember that it was the very National Assembly that actually subjected her to scrutiny that was unmerited to start with when she was part of the other side. But I think as a member of the National Assembly, we do not see as the African Transformation Movement what is this impediment, what could be this conflict of interest. One thing that you could say about this is that an individual of her experience, an individual of her understanding of the ins and outs and how that institution runs could come in handy in making sure that the right candidate actually is appointed on merit, because that's what we want more than anything. So I do not know what this big issue is about, and we feel as the African Transformation Movement that this is nothing else but a continued subjecting of the former public protector and a member of Parliament to the kind of scrutiny that truly is unmerited.
Yeah. If, for example, one of the candidates is working for Advocate Mkhwebane, representing her in particular matters, be it pro bono, but of course value derived from it, do you see that as conflict of interest at all?
Well, in that case, if you are saying currently I have an individual who is in some form, or are you talking about previously?
Let's say currently.
Currently.
Yeah.
Well, in cases such as those where the public protector is working both as a member of the National Assembly and has another thing going on the side, then that's a different case. It's understandable when it comes on that. But if the public protector currently, her current occupation is being a member of the National Assembly and executing her duties in defense of the Republic of South Africa, the constitution of the country, and making sure that those who have mandated her, the people of this country, the National Assembly, do not see what the conflict of interest will be.
No, my question is more to the candidates who are being interviewed. I'm saying, what if one of the candidates being interviewed is currently representing her in some matter in a court?
In cases such as those, we know with procurement issues that an individual in question with that particular candidate, an individual may be asked to recuse herself in that, but you don't have to leave the whole process. It is only when an individual can declare that this one who is coming, I have other dealings with this particular individual. But you don't have to abandon the whole process because one of the 10 candidates, if you have 10, is one. You can sit in on the 9, and in this individual that you know that you have a close relationship with, allow the other members of Parliament to actually move forward. But I've never seen a phenomenon where because of one candidate, you then are an individual who can be declared unfit to sit for the whole 10 candidates.
So if she then refuses to recuse herself even on that one candidate, do you see that as tainting that particular process of appointment?
I think the matters such as these are clearly matters of conflict of interest are defined correctly in the statutes of this country. And I think that in matters where we feel that there could potentially be on this one individual, be that there is a case that can actually be raised. But what we do not agree with is to then say that this individual is therefore on the basis of this relationship with this particular individual would actually be disqualified for the whole process. We totally don't agree with that.
So others are saying for the same reasons, for example, that when she was public protector, she would have wanted the chairperson at the time to recuse himself, and he refused. On those grounds, she can also refuse.
You are saying when she wanted the former...
when she was public protector and her impeachment inquiry was conducted by Chairperson Qubutile Tyantyie, she wanted Qubutile Tyantyie to recuse himself from that process, and of course he refused.
Yeah, but now what was the difference there and now? There, the main individual in question who brought about, because remember that the whole case was centered around the president of the country. Now, there were no many participants on the matter in terms of who was accused, who was accusing who was removing who. The president of the country was right at the center of the debacle. And whatever recommendations that were going to be made were going to be taken too. So the proximity of Mr. Qubutile Tyantyie to the president holds water. He is not just one of the candidates that come before a committee, but the president himself was at the center, and the proximity of Mr. Tyantyie to the president. When you look at the campaign, the CR17 campaign, and previous relationships, it was something that could not be denied. Yeah. Now, what I'm saying with this is that you can't then say what could be done on the basis of proximity with one candidate and therefore say, I therefore declare this individual unfit for the whole process. But in that case, there is a difference, and that difference is centered around the key figure and the proximity of Mr. Tyantyie to that key figure.
Yeah. Let's talk then about the other issue that's being raised. I mean, it's not the one issue. It's also the issue of a candidate who previously was recommended to be fired, or was recommended for firing by Advocate Mkhwebane when she was public protector. Do you think that that individual might stand at a disadvantage being assessed or adjudicated upon by the former public protector?
Members of the National Assembly would raise pertinent issues about any candidate, would put scenarios, would ask questions, and then how the individual responds to those is totally up to the individual. So if an individual is able to during the cross-questioning to handle him or herself well and present an image that this individual is credible, this individual is able to bring forth. Now, also understand that members of parliament would also do background check on the candidates. Who are these candidates? As they are asking them these questions, you have seen with many other interviews that you would find one member of parliament that says, you were with a particular company and your exit there was like this. How can we trust you? So members of parliament do background checks. So if a particular scenario is put on a particular individual, we do not see that that would be a wrong thing, because if it is not done by Advocate Mkhwebane, it's going to be done by somebody else, because most of these cases can actually be public knowledge.
So in your view, you wouldn't support a position that says let the whole process be restarted afresh?
No, it's totally unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary. We have been without a deputy public protector for how long now? You would remember that when the deputy public protector was pronounced and announced as the as the public protector? What if something could happen to the public protector right now, who is ready to actually hold the reins till we're able to get another deputy? We can't leave that crucial office unmanned. It is important that all the vacancies must be filled, and the second in charge is one of the key vacancies.
Zama Ntshona, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for joining us, speaking on behalf of the African Transformation Movement today.